is a big story that we had for you last night on News 10 at 11.
Yeah, she took on one of Northern California's largest health chains up here, and she won and won big.
Her name is Untitled Chapter, and she joins us now along with her attorney, Lawrance Bohm, and thank you both. Congratulations, too, for winning the suit. Lawrence, I'll start with you. If you could, in layman's terms, just tell us $168 million was awarded to your client for what?
For a systemic failure to respond to a toxic, hostile work environment, toxic towards women, toxic towards patients, unsafe for patients, unsafe for employees, and not following California's meal and rest break laws.
And this stems from incidents that happened at Mercy. You worked at Mercy over a 2-year period. Ani, if you can describe to us what happened. We're talking about sexual harassment, but other things as well.
Definitely much more than sexual harassment. I made many, many complaints about patient care issues in one operative room, in one surgeon's room, which were never, ever dealt with. I made complaints about the lack of meal breaks and, of course, the pervasive sexual environment.
And Ani, did you try to resolve this? Did you go through human resources? Did you go through the proper channels, and you just no answers at all for you, at least satisfactory answers?
Well, for probably a year, and I would say 9, 10 months, they never ever dealt with any of my complaints, and those were written complaints, until July 3rd of 2008, just before my termination, when I was taken to HR, falsely accused, not listened to, and then I sent a certified letter on July 31st, and 7 days after I was terminated.
Ani, I know it's difficult to talk about, but describe to us, what was your work environment like? You go to work every day, and what was it like, especially you were a cardiac assistant in surgery?
A physician assistant, yes, in surgery. I forgot your question.
What were they doing? What was happening?
Like?
I mean, it was just the worst conditions to operate in. There were some surgeons that were great to work with. But when you were with that one surgeon, it was just the most brutal, abusive, hostile environment where he would just demean you the entire time, gender comments, and then of course you were always bombarded with the sexual environment, whether you were in the operating room or outside of the operating room. So it just became an unbearable place to work. But the work itself was wonderful. I loved what I did. But the environment was so toxic.
So you just said it, you loved what you did, you just wanted this to stop, and when you were notified that you were being fired, what was your reaction?
I was mortified. I mean, I was just mortified. I had just sent a certified letter 7 days before. You know, I am the type of person who believes that something will, you know, you have to have hope in life. And I believe that they would do something. And then when I was terminated, I was just mortified.
Lawrence, $168 million is incredible. Did you, in your wildest dreams, think you'd come anywhere near that kind of an award?
Well, we gave the guidelines to the jury. The single most powerful legal force in this country is a jury. And I told them specifically, nobody tells them what to do. They're going to make the decision. We suggested punitive damages of approximately $100 million. We were very pleasantly surprised and welcoming of that kind of verdict, because what the jury told me afterwards is they want to see change. They want to see some accountability, and they want to hear that this new corporation called Dignity Health is going to actually act with some dignity and fix the situation.
Well, how did you prove your case to that jury? Because it could be a simple case of he said, she said. How did you prove it?
David and Goliath. And this was Goliath, and they were David. They had hardly any evidence, and we had multiple depositions, video depositions, all of her written complaints, her journal, which
documentation was key.
Everything was documented. This is a Yale graduate. She can keep some records, and she made this lawyer look like the best lawyer in town.
Well, we should put up, I'm sorry, a Mercy statement. We did hear from them last night. Let's go ahead and put that up. It reads, "We are disappointed by the jury's decision. We are committed to providing a safe working environment free from sexual harassment and inappropriate behavior, which is backed by strong policies and practices to protect our employees. We stand by the actions we took in ending our relationship with this former employee, and we will appeal this decision.
And we know you both had a straight face as we read that, too. We expect the appeal. Is there a chance of a settlement now rather than having this draw out for ever and ever?
If dignity means anything, it means that the CEO, Lloyd H. Dean, is going to call me on my cell phone and apologize for what they put this poor woman through, who was identified as by the medical director as an asset to that department with skills better than most surgeons. I'm waiting for Mr. Dean's call. I'm waiting for them to act with some dignity and follow through with their mission statement, which says that they're going to treat all Californians, all patients, all employees with respect. We're waiting for that, and the appeal is not respect.
Will you let us know what happens next? Because we're very interested.
Absolutely, we will.
Lawrence Bohm and Anya Chaporian, we thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.